Hello everyone, welcome to Power BI tutorials. I'm a trainer of Uplatz. In this tutorial, we're going to understand the concept of calculated columns. For more information on Uplatz, please find the website address mentioned in the presentation. Let's see what are the table of content present for this topic. And in the table of contents, we are going to see introductory part of calculated columns and creating a calculated column with values from the related tables, and use your new column in the report. After creation of the calculated column, how to use that new column in the report. Create a calculated column that uses if function, that is logical if function. How can we use logical if function in the calculated columns? So these are the table of content for that topic. And calculated columns are the new columns, and these columns are created with the help of data analysis expressions. And data analysis expression means here we are going to use the functions which are already present, and we are going to use some calculation in this data analysis expression for creating the columns or for creating any other kind of complex visualization. We are going to use a data analysis expression. And here we are using new columns from one or two tables. That is, we are going to use the fields from the table from more than one or two columns, more than one or two tables. And sometimes the data we are trying to analyze, it doesn't contain a particular field. We want to get the results after. So this is the reason where we are going for the calculated columns, and we use a data analysis expression formulas, we can say, for defining a column values. Anything from putting together a text value from a couple of different columns to calculating a numeric value from other values. Like this can be simplified with the help of an example uh, where the data has a city and the state fields, but we want a single location field, like how it sounds like Miami and FL. So here Miami is the city, and FL, which represents Florida, is the state. And this is what the example of a calculated field. That means it's a small, simple example of a calculated field. And these are similar to the measures in both based on the DAX formula, what we are using, but they differ in how they are used. And we often use measures in the visualization values area for calculating based on the fields. And we use calculated columns as new fields in the rows, axes, legends, and group areas of the visualization. That means there is a new calculated fields which we are creating. It can be used in the fields in the rows and the axes, legends, and group areas of the visualizations. And we'll see how to create a calculated column with values from the related tables. Here we are trying to delve into the calculated fields with the help of examples. Like in our sales report, we want to display a product categories and a subcategories as a single values, like a cell phones accessories. So here we can clearly understand cell phones represents a product categories. It's a product category. Cell phone is a product category, and accessories is a subcategory which belongs to cell phones. So we're trying to combine product categories and subcategories. And another example we can take like cell phones, smartphones, and PDAs. So again, cell phones is a product category, and smartphones and PDA are one of the subcategories which belongs to a product categories, and many other examples like this. When we try to find out a field in the table where we want to see the product category and subcategory in one column, we cannot find that field in the table because that field does not exist in the table. So here we have to create a new calculated field because there is no field in the fields list that gives us the data, but there is a product category field and a product subcategory field, each in its own table. That means the column what we are looking, the new column or the field what we are looking, which is not present in our table. But for creating a new column, what are the other columns which are required are present, like product category field and the product subcategory field, both are present. By using these two fields, we can create a new calculated column. We can create a calculated column that combines values from these two columns. So here we have to write a data analysis expression formula which can leverage us to the full power of the model what we already have, and including the relationships between the different tables that already exist. And in the screenshot, we can see the columns, the field names what we are using for creating a new calculated field, that is a product category and then product subcategory, which is highlighted by a purple label. To create our new column in the product subcategory table, we have to right click, or we have to select the ellipses next to the product subcategory in the field pane, and then select new column from the menu. In the window, we can see the product subcategory. There we can see we can select a new column. That means we have to click on product subcategory. That means we have to right click, or we have to select on the ellipses. That is the three dot represented, which can be called as ellipses next to the product subcategory, that we have to select. And when we select that, when we right click on that, we can see the different options. In that, we have to select a new column from the menu. When we select a new column, the formula bar appears along the top of the report canvas. And it is ready for us to name our column and enter a DAX formula. When we select a new column, the formula bar appears along the top of the report canvas. And it is ready for us to create a new column. By default, it will be shown as a column only. But when we rename it to the desired column name, it will be changed, or else it will appear as a column only. And in that name, we can see in the formula bar. That is the column, which is highlighted in the screenshot. So it will be named as a column, and then it will be column 2, so on by default. But here, for practice, we want to create a column which is supposed to be identifiable. The column name is already in the formula bar, as we have seen the pre. We can rename it product full category. That means here for the column and depend formula bar and value new with column is different but related. Help us, we are taking help of a function called as a. We are using different column here, but the are related. Turtle sign, we have type R. why we have a function called as a related, and a drop will appear. These are all the functions which can appear. As we have cursor on each function, it will describe its effect. That means why function is used particularly, and as scales closer to the an opening parenthesis along with function list to the related function with descriptions and details of expect. Once we have selected the function, that is here we have selected related, and we open a parenthesis, and there it will show the relevant column names. It will show only the relevant column. This is the beauty of a relation. And we want the product category, and product category. Then we are typing the closing parenthesis dashes and separate the parenthesis expression to small quote and another ampersand. And will look as shown is equivalent function related, that is product hyphen and then product finish the calculation and enter. So here we are for that again no need to take help function. Complete the forcing the or selecting the check mark and then and the product full column name appear product subcategory table in the field. Yeah, form completed. And we are chosen the product category, product subcategory field, new columns, product full category. Now it's time to use this new column in respect to sales amount. We have to select the column subcategory onto the report canvas for showing all the category names. Yeah, once we drag the full field, its subcategory. And we have select the measure that is from the sale and then to drop into the amount for each product full category. And now we have to create a calculator. Now we have seen how to calculate it with a related function. It is we have to use. It depends upon the what column we are. And we will see today how can it calculate column. Stores which are active and what are stores which are inactive. And here we have to one thing we have to ensure that the active store sales are clear stores in the report by creating an active store name field name. And here active stores are separated or distinguished with the help of by creating an active store name field. So in the new active store name will appear active which are active. So in the active store will appear full name, while the stores are identified by name as the inactive name. Unfortunately, used for identifying the inactive stores with one on active store. If the state is on, we will create the off, then we will as an inactive store. Create our store name column. So that is active store name column which are active. Data analysis expression formula if function for each purpose we have a data called as a if function status. And if the store's status is on, as we know, the formula will return source name. If it is off, the formula will assign an active store of inactive. In a new column stores table, and then we are going to name it as an active store in the. And we begin typing if state, then the suggestion list will what we can add. And we have if logical statement. For if is a list of whether a store status is on, okay, which lists up we have to set the status whether it is on. Yeah, by setting the statement, creating a new column called store. Right after type a comma to an argument. For argument, we have to type in comma. Tooltip that we need to add a value to return that. Here we have selected the logical statement and then we have taken the we have opened here the status contains is on to show the store's name, and we have opening again have to select the store name. This column select, and the tooltip now indicates that we need to add a value when it's false. Status is on, then we are returning the column that is store name. The what we have to do. we want by putting the check mark in the bar, the formula that appears the actions new we have seen in the report. And to show sales amount by active store, we have to select and we have to let the sum in this individual inactive. This is inactive stores by see screenshot. How to get it related using a data analysis expression.